But at the same time, I was a part of this African dance community, and there were these artists and activists that found it important that we knew about our African culture, and that we knew about Kwanzaa, and that we had this community that really identified with Blackness. And these were artists and activists that were also following the footsteps of the Black Panther Party. So I had this hood element, with all the hustlers, and then I had this cultural and this socially political background as well.
Well-rounded, I love that. What were the early days of Bay Area's hip-hop scene like, and what about the scene inspired you to capture it with your photography?
So I moved back to the Bay Area in the early 90s, and right away I could see and feel the pulse of this energy. Now understand, I had just been living in New York City, and the hip hop culture that was there, with all the clubs and artists, all the New York artists. I mean, that was something that was very prominent at that time. So coming back home, I was like, wow, there's a lot of artists that are doing some of the same things. And so this was a new culture. And with that camera that somebody gave me, I was at all the clubs and the parties because that's where I wanted to be. That was the culture that I loved. And then I was excited to capture it with my camera. So I didn't have formal training as a photographer. I just started shooting. What I was inspired to capture.
Okay. So when you think about photography as your medium, how would you describe a decisive moment? Are you behind the camera the entire time, or are you anticipating something to happen?
I have that sensibility as a dancer to anticipate a moment. With dance, you are moving and then you want to hit these lines and these shapes with your body, so there's an anticipation of making an exclamation point. And so there's a sense of capturing that and the timing. There are some pictures in the slideshow that you'll see in the exhibition of some dancers, and they are doing some amazing things. And it's the moment that I anticipated to capture that movement, and one in particular is called In Flight.
Well, we're excited for you guys to see that. The culture and hip hop community was initially small, correct? Mm-hmm. Did you ever see it growing to be what it is today in those moments of you being there?
I had a sense of it, that it was something that was going to get big. And at that time, it was almost unheard of that there was hip hop outside of New York. And just a real quick story, I was in New York at a club called the Latin Quarter. And there was an event called the New Music Seminar. And MC Hammer was one of the artists that performed in this artist showcase. And I remember the MC said, "We got somebody named MC Hammer from Oakland. Y'all got rap music out there?" And the whole audience laughed.
Listen,
I was like, yeah.
we feel that here in Nashville too.
And so now it's like you feel that it is all over, it is north, south, east, and west. And there are artists that have been great contributors in the culture that are not just from New York City.
Well, I would just love to hear your story because it gives us hope here in Nashville, our hip hop community, as we grow and we start to try to get out there. So I really, really love to hear the story. You guys' hip hop genre started as a way for Black and brown people to speak on inequities within marginalized communities. What did you notice about commonalities or intersections between the Midwest, East Coast, Southern, and Bay Area hip hop?
Well, the first thing is the dance. Like when I was in New York and I saw people like boogalooing and popping, and I was like, oh, this is what I saw growing up. So that was the first similarity. And the other similarity is hip hop. Hip hop created this entrepreneurial spirit where artists were like, I can handle the business of this myself. I can learn about this business, and I'm gonna make my own record label. I'm gonna press my own tapes. You know, I'm gonna, like Too Short, I'm gonna sell them out of my car. And it wasn't a space to wait for someone or to get a record deal. North, south, east, and west, artists were putting out their own music. And that is the most dynamic similarity that I see in all of the hip hop regions, is that spirit of being an entrepreneur and doing it yourself.
We need a lot of that. Y'all taking notes in here? Okay, because we need a lot of things done. Okay, as a female documentarian in a male-dominant industry, how do you navigate in terms of respect, access, and affirmations?
Respect, access, and affirmations. It was really hard for me in that I'm a dancer and I was a model and I like being beautiful and sexy, but I had to switch it up so that even though I enjoy being close to the action and capturing these photographs, I learned to be a fly on the wall. So I would dress down, I would dress in dark colors, and so that I wasn't noticed. And I would still get guys that would push up on me, and this is a incredible story. Tupac is someone that created this transformative moment for me, in that I began to learn photography by apprenticing with professional photographers. And a photographer named Victor Hall, he shot Too Short, Tupac, Digital Underground, Conscious Daughters. He was like the man. And I assisted Victor on Tupac's first album, Tupacalypse Now. And Tupac was rude to me and dismissive at the photo shoot, and I was like, ain't none of y'all gonna ever disrespect me and be dismissive of me. I am not a groupie, I'm here for business. And that really changed how I stepped into the space. Like, I'm about my business, and I had to make sure that I handled and conducted myself in that way.
All right now. All right, Miss Traci, y'all give it up. Gotta get serious, I ain't nothing to say after that. All right, so we're about to play a quick little fun game. It is a rapid hip hop edition. And so I'm going to call out some titles, and I just need you to give me the first answer that comes to your head. We got some little background music back there. No, okay. All right. Can we get a countdown? Countdown from 10, y'all, for me. 10, 9, 8, there we go.
7,
okay.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Favorite 90s hip hop song?
Right.
Can't touch this.
Okay. Favorite 90s dance move?
That the Roger Rabbit and
You gotta show us. Yay. Okay.
that MC Hammer move.
Favorite 90s hip hop artist?
Oh wow.
Ooh.
I love Silky. She didn't get national attention, but she's a badass MC. You know who Silky is? Yes.
Okay, cousin.
She
go. Oh, so sorry. Go ahead.
No, she's my favorite in Zion I.
All right, go to album right now.
Renaissance.
All right. Favorite photo in the exhibition that everyone is about to see tonight?
In Flight.
Okay. And when people walk through this exhibition tonight, what is one thing you hope that they take away from seeing your work?
One thing that I would like for people to take away in seeing my work. Woo, I'm so emotional. I want people to feel inspired by the work of a female entrepreneur.
All right, y'all, that is going to wrap up our Q&A. Before you guys get to see the special things that we got going on for you guys tonight, I'm going to welcome the COO, Dion, back to the stage, and Henry. Give it up for NMAAM COO and CEO.
I'll stop recording now.